Hi, I'm Dominic Monaghan.
And I'm Billy Boyd.
And today we're doing the Wired autocomplete interview.
What? Dominic Monaghan. What is Dominic Monaghan doing right now?
I am sat with my good friend Billy Boyd in the podcast studio, where we make a podcast called The Friendship Onion, in which we talk about kind of nonsense, really.
Ready for the next one, Dom?
Go on, then.
What happened to Dominic Monaghan?
Oh, this could be anything.
What happened to Dominic Monaghan's voice?
This is probably in regards to the fact that my voice has got significantly deeper over the years.
Like, unbelievably.
Yeah. I mean, like Lord of the Rings, my voice wasn't necessarily deep, but you wouldn't say, oh, he has quite a deep voice. Whereas nowadays, people mention when they're talking to me, oh, your voice is quite deep.
You always had a deep voice, but you didn't for the character of Mary. You've always had a lovely, resonant theatre voice. It's lovely.
Thank you.
Are you ready for the next one?
Please.
What movies has Dominic Monaghan watched, made, been in?
I was in X-Men.
You've been in more franchise movies than anyone else I know.
I think
Star Wars?
Yeah. I think myself and Christopher Lee, because Christopher Lee, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, there was something else that he was in that was Dracula. Andy Serkis, Marvel, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, same as me, so we're kind of similar.
I didn't think about it too deeply. I just thought you've been in a lot.
But then also I've been in small ones that people don't know about that were really good.
Pet was really good.
Pet was good.
What does Dominic Monahan look like now? You get 3% better every year of your life to this point.
Thanks, Bills.
No worries.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Done!
Yeah.
Oh, do we do more?
Yeah, there's all these cards. We gotta keep going.
Oh, we're doing all those cards?
How to pronounce Billy Boyd?
It's not really that difficult, is it? I don't think. Billy Boyd. How would you get it wrong? How tall is Billy Boyd?
Oh, this is controversial.
This is very controversial because I will tell you right now that I am 5'7" tall.
No.
Dom says he's 5'7", but he's taller than me, so I reckon he's 5'8".
I think I'm 5'7" and you're 5'6".
I'm never 5'6".
How old is Billy Boyd?
Now, you'll never believe this because of my elvish young looks. I'm 52 years old.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Mm-hmm. What's your secret?
I shaved my chest.
How old was Billy Boyd
when he was born?
In Lord of the Rings.
I turned 31 on the flight going over in New Zealand. I was flying with Orlando Bloom. It was my birthday and we drank a bottle of champagne in London. And then when we got to LA, because of the time difference, it was my birthday again and we drank another bottle of champagne.
Alcoholics.
Hey! How Dominic Monaghan? How to pronounce Dominic Monaghan?
The secret here is that the G, thank you William, is silent. So if you don't pronounce the G, it's Monahan.
G, the most difficult of all the letters except for Q.
Good point.
How tall is Dominic Monaghan?
Without shoes on, I'm 5'7", and I was the tallest hobbit out of the three of us, Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, and Billy Boyd, being just slightly smaller than me.
It's true, you are very tall.
Yeah.
How old is Dominic Monaghan?
I am 44 years old. I know, can you imagine it?
You look amazing. How old was Dominic Monaghan in Lord of the Rings?
I was 23 when I did Lord of the Rings.
You were not.
I was. Oh. I was very naive and I looked to you for guidance, and unfortunately you were drinking a lot of champagne at the time. You got off the plane drunk from your birthday and you just carried on throughout the entire trilogy, didn't you?
Till today. Pippin Took.
Why is Peregrin Took called Pippin?
It's just a nickname. It's just Peregrin Pippin. That's it.
Something, 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 something Pippin. Why is
Gandalf mean to Pippin? Probably down to jealousy because of all the magical things that Pippin does during the adventure, and he is the real hero. Probably that. He gets quite annoyed at Pippin. But he does end up liking Pippin by the end.
Is Pippin
What?
the real hero? Now they've got to it.
Yes.
Does Pippin Took really sing?
All the hobbits sing in the books, and Pippin, as a character, also sings quite famously the Bath song, which is, I've just put two and two together. I love being in the bath more than probably anywhere else in the world, and Pippin sings the Bath song.
Pippin took personality.
Pippin took personality and made it his own. Give us a board, come on. What, Pippin and Merry? What happens to Pippin and Merry after Lord of the Rings?
Well, after the films, Merry and Pippin make their way back to the Shire, which has kind of been sacked by Saruman and some bad people, and they get the Shire back for the hobbits. And then they spend a little bit of time in the Shire and become kind of important people in the Shire, stewards of certain lands of the Shire. And they go and travel. They go back to the lands of Gondor and Rohan and spend some time with Faramir and then also King Aragorn at that point until they both die.
What accent do Merry and Pippin have?
Merry and Pippin have slightly different accents. Merry has an accent from the West Country of England, which is kind of Cornish, Devon, like a gentle farmer type accent. And then Pippin's character, who comes from a different area of the Shire, Tuckborough, has a slightly more Scottish drawl.
A sort of northern Scottish, still trying to keep it in the rural sort of side. What do Merry and Pippin drink?
Beer more than anything else. That's their drink of choice. But they're also partial to Ent Draft, which makes them the tallest hobbits in the history of the Shire.
A very occasional margarita.
If they find themselves by the beach.
What is the conspiracy planned by Pippin, Merry, and Sam?
I have no idea.
Done!
Pippin and Merry.
Oh.
Merry and Pippin, which is which?
Ah, good question. In the movie, Pippin wears a scarf, Merry wears a yellow waistcoat, or in America, vest.
Did Merry and Pippin get married?
Pippin marries somebody called Diamond of Longcleave, and they have lots of kids. One of them called Faramir, who marries Samwise Gamgee's daughter. Look at my Tolkien knowledge. Does Merry ever get married?
Bachelor. Is Frodo related to Merry and Pippin?
He is. He is their cousin. Merry and Pippin are cousins, and also Frodo is their cousin. So yes, they're all related.
I think Frodo is Merry's cousin once removed by marriage, not a first cousin.
Oh, none of them are first cousins.
So once removed by marriage. So just general cousins.
General cousin.
Copy that. What is Merry and Pippin relationship?
They have a lovely relationship. They like each other and they just like to have some fun. Steal some fruit, some vegetables from Farmer Maggot's farm, steal fireworks and set them off and just have a nice time, really. And then they get caught up in a big adventure and then they become the real heroes. Throw it away. What do hobbits eat?
Hobbits are fans of bacon, mushrooms, tomatoes, vegetables, salted pork, bread, ham, chicken, cheese, biscuits.
Perfect. What do hobbits smoke?
Hobbits smoke pipeweed. Now, it's quite vague in the Lord of the Rings book. Professor Tolkien doesn't necessarily talk about what pipeweed is, but it is also commonly known that the best pipeweed, possibly in Middle-earth, is from the Shire, and that hobbits revere it. So you've got stuff like Old Toby, South Farthing.
Oh, the South Farthing, that's the best.
It's the good pipeweed.
Say one of the hobbits was, say for instance, running the sprints in the Olympics. Would they be allowed to smoke South Farthing before that?
No, they'd be banned. Isn't that a shame?
What is the home of the hobbits?
The hobbits come from an area of Middle-earth called the Shire, relatively big. There are different areas of the Shire. My character, Merry Brandybuck, or Merry, not Mary, as in, you know, Mary Steenburgen or Mary Jesus' mum, but Merry, as in Merry Christmas. Mary comes from Buckland, near the Brandywine Bridge and the Brandywine River.
Well done.
Thank you. I just want to try and get that albatross off my neck. Lots of people in the United States call me Mary. No, it's Mary, as in Merry Christmas.
What do hobbits look like?
They don't wear shoes, cleanly shaven. They don't tend to care too much about their clothes, although Mary, the character that I play, is a little bit of a dandy, so he's kind of well dressed for a hobbit.
What do hobbits do in Lord of the Rings?
Sam and Frodo walk the ring to the very fires of Mordor to destroy it, whilst Merry and Pippin create incredible distractions for the enemy, because the enemy knows that they are looking for a halfling or a hobbit. So Gandalf makes sure that Pippin is seen by Sauron and then takes him to different parts of the world so that maybe the enemy's eye will get taken over there. Then Pippin saves the life of different people and ultimately saves most of the people in Gondor with your actions lighting the beacons and trying to keep Faramir alive. And at the same time, Merry is on the fields of battle with the Rohan army, stabbing the Witch King in the knee, bringing him down to his knees so that Eowyn can stab him in the face and kill him. So the hobbits do a lot. And as you can see by the end of the movie, where Aragorn says, "My friends, you bow to no one. We are the real heroes of the trilogy."
We also smoke a lot of South Farthing.
Good point.
I think we answered the questions quite well. Don't you, Dom?
Yes, I think we were absolutely fantastic. I very much enjoyed revealing some of these questions about us with me, Dom Monahan, and him,
Billy Boyd.